Visiting Pat Robinson's home is like strolling through an art gallery curated by a fan of science fiction and fantasy.
What can people expect with your collection?
Well, most of it is Game of Thrones based, and we're in the Game of Thrones room, which is what I call it, and it includes the first edition book cover by Jim Burns, which is this red one, and it was published in the UK in 1996 before it was published in the United States. So this is the true first edition.
How rare is that?
Well, there's only one. It's the original painting, right? Interesting bit of trivia, when this was first made, they had Daenerys and Khal Drogo in a little cameo. In the actual book, they switched Khal Drogo for Ned Stark. So it's not quite the same as the actual final painting. And that's book 2, that's Clash of Kings, so you got Melisandre and Renly and Dragonstone. And you can see that there's these spaces up here. I mean, that's the title of the book, because this is the front of the book.
Okay.
And this is all space, which will be publisher's notes and, you know, a little blurb at the back of the book.
That's so cool.
Pat read his first George R.R. Martin book when he was 12, and his passion for the writing inspired him to buy artwork based on the stories.
Well, this is the Daenerys wall, and this is, I think, the official HBO portrait of Daenerys by a Canadian illustrator named Jason Edmondson.
I mean, it is Emilia Clarke right there. Like, it's perfect.
It is. I like the symbolism that it's got the Jesus. There's a famous Jesus pose, and I think the official title of this painting is Holy Mother of Dragons.
Oh, wow.
And the story is supposed to be that this is a painting by Daenerys' zealous followers that have, you know, hated for her, or you know, they've symbolized her as some sort of god.
This is the painting that started it all for you.
That was the first painting I got. It's by an illustrator named Bob Eggleton, and I just emailed him one day and I said, I have a whole bunch of George R. Martin books, and you know, by any chance do you have this Asimov magazine cover from, I think it was 2000, and he emailed back within like 10 minutes, said, yeah, if you want it, here's the price, and I was pretty happy, and then I had my first original illustration art. This was my second piece of illustration art. I bought the one from Bob Eggleton, and then I contacted Paul Ewell, and this was actually before Game of Thrones was actually published.
Whoa.
There was a short story called Blood of the Dragon, which was essentially the first 3 chapters about Daenerys, and this is July 1996, and I think that's about a month or 2 before Game of Thrones was actually published.
What advice would you give to aspiring art collectors like yourself?
Buy what you like and frame it and hang it, and don't care what other people say. It's up to you what you want to hang on your wall.